In a recent announcement, we had official confirmation that Saban will be bringing the Smile Precure series, or Smile Precure, to the US and branding it as Glitter Force in 2016, available on Netflix. For the uninitiated, Smile Precure is the ninth series in Toei's long-running Precure Magical Girl franchise. Just like the name Glitter Force, the announcement has been met with very polarized reactions, with people being optimistic on one end and enraged on the other. This is not new, as the names have been copyrighted since 2013. At least they didn't go with Gangnam Girls. Many people think that the reactions of the naysayers are overblown. However, I'd like to take a step back and try to look at this more rationally. Is this just another case of, oh, the Japanese version is always the best? I mean, isn't it a distinct possibility that the adaptation might make the show even better? While it is easy to label all those who prefer to watch their shows subbed as weeaboos and other derogatory terms, I don't think it's that simple. Just because an adaptation might make the show better doesn't make it necessarily good. Confused? Just like translations, you can rewrite the dialogue to make the characters more entertaining, make the stories sadder, or even give the story more meaning. But that doesn't take away from the fact that you're changing the original, and to many people, the original holds value in and of itself. Regardless of the edits they make and whether or not it will be for the better or worse, what many want is to share the joy that they got from the original series with other people. Even if the characters become more endearing, funnier, or more badass, those are no longer the same characters you know and love, and you don't want others enjoying a different version of the show. At its heart, I'd argue that it's a search for camaraderie, because when other people like the same things that you do, a sense of belonging in the community is formed. The experience of watching it in Japanese is also part of the original experience, and I really don't think there's any more to it. However, one cannot deny the positive effects that adaptations can have. Putting aside the issue of whether or not edits do make them appeal better to their target audience, the exposure that the franchise gets can create new fans who can grow up finding about the originals like many of us did. Of course, this might eventually lead to one feeling indignation. Personally, I look back at my childhood and all I feel is cheated when I think of the dubbed shows that I watched, like Card Captors and Digimon and Yu-Gi-Oh! But I have to admit that, at the time, I didn't care or mind. Still, the fact remains that there is a distinct possibility of the adaptation turning out to be bad. Instead of creating fans, it might turn people away from the franchise and give it a bad name. In that event, fans would have a hard time convincing them that the adaptation is hardly a fair representation of the original. I mean, we do have a very bad track record of anime adaptations in America, what with all the edits, cuts, and censorship. Already, we do know that a number of episodes will be taken out for Glitter Force. We'll just have to wait and see what other changes will be made. That's not to say that you can't like an adaptation over the original. In fact, there are many who prefer Power Rangers over Super Sentai, especially if you grew up with the adaptation. In that case, however, can we still say that the two are one and the same franchise considering the vast differences? So, what do you think of adaptations? Do you feel cheated or even condescended to when you found out that the show you watched as a child was changed or altered? Do you consider adaptations like Power Rangers completely separate shows from the original source material? Do let me know in the comments below. And this is Zach saying, see you guys in the next episode.